in your car and go.
Road Wars follows 3 specialist police teams from Devon and Cornwall.
Calm yourself down.
You having a laugh?
The 7 highly trained officers of the Road Crime Unit love taking criminals off the streets.
Just going to put some handcuffs on you, all right?
Tracking, public order and hunting are all in a day's work for the Dog Squad.
Don't swing punches at me, fella.
And the fully equipped Tactical Aid Group is always ready to strike hard and fast. On the front line of policing, the 3 elite units are never far away from the action.
Oh, fuck off! Get fucked!
Coming up in tonight's programme, house raids, Too Fast, Too Furious, and Giles can't believe his eyes.
Oh, you're having a laugh, mate, aren't you?
Anything can happen policing the streets, and in Road Wars the unexpected is always just around the corner. Modern officers still rely on their experience and instinct, but in city centres they now have extra help. Hundreds of CCTV cameras. It's Tuesday night, and Steve Cruz and his German Shepherd Razor are searching for the vandal who's been smashing up parked cars in Exeter.
We're on our way to King William Street in Exeter, where there's a male damaging a car, kicking and smashing the back window, so we're just going to pop round and see if he's still there. The CCTV cameras have said that this chap's still at the location, kicking everything in sight.
A witness has reported someone vandalising vehicles. Strangely, these 3 kids are right next to the damaged motors when the officers arrive.
Hello, mate!
Quiet, it's on the radio.
The police are not sure if the group are involved, but are getting little cooperation.
You've got no wallet on you, no ID?
No, nothing, mate.
Steve has a butcher's at the damaged cars.
It looks like that wing mirror there has been damaged. There's a kick there, and the wing mirror of that car.
Friends already told you your real name, so what's your real name?
I just told you my real name, mate.
Okay, what other names do you go by?
No other names, mate.
The cocky lad is being pretty hostile, leaving Steve and his colleagues no closer to identifying the vandal. But hang on, knowing the area is covered with CCTV, they ask the operators to rewind the footage. The cameras started recording after the caller contacted the police. The video shows the wing mirror is already damaged and the trio are already hanging around. As the officers wait for a clear description of any offenders, the CCTV paints a clearer picture of just what these 3 have been up to. Flying the flag for drunken louts, this lad takes a leak behind someone's motor, kicks a wall, beats up a bin bag, and rounds it all off by arguing with his mates. He may be an arse, but the officers still don't know if he's the culprit. That is, until his mate slips up.
It's not crime, it's road wars.
Road wars? We ain't driving.
No, but you've hit a car.
I haven't hit a car.
Did she just say what I thought she did? She's just landed him right, innit?
No, but you've hit a car.
I haven't hit a car.
Oh! The gaff alone is not enough for a court of law.
Ahoy, me hearties!
But the description from the original call is checked again, and it matches this kid. He's definitely coming in.
You're under arrest on suspicion of criminal damage to motor vehicle.
What's that?
So you don't have to say anything.
What is that? No.
Just do it.
No!
Down.
Why is that?
Calm down.
Why is that?
Listen.
No, why is that? Tell me.
Down.
Tell me before you touch me. Tell me before you touch me. Just tell me.
Because you
Why is
smashed
that?
car. You smashed that car.
Prove it. Prove it.
Cameras have seen you do it.
Why not smash it? Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
He's not coming quietly, and Steve drags him down to the ground.
Oh no! Talk to him! Get back! Go away! Go away now!
Resisting arrest will only achieve one thing. You hitting the deck. Only 17, the lad's now lashing out at 3 coppers. It's time for the spray in the can. No, it's not the Lynx effect, but the CS gas effect.
He's damaged someone's car. He's got no regard for anybody else.
Designed to subdue aggressive and violent suspects, the Captor spray does what it says on the tin.
It's going to sting for about 15 to 20 minutes, all right?
It does, mate. It really
I know it stings because we've all had it done to us when we've done our training, all right? So I appreciate I know it stings.
Is there anyone away? Can I spit?
You can spit if you want, but not too far because the cameraman's there, so just drop it out gently. Right?
To me, mate.
You're obviously not listening, are you?
I'm listening, mate, but it fucking hurts!
Yeah, well...
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you hadn't done, mate, what the f*** you doing? Go on! Go on!
Right, guys, you can leave now. Go. Yes, I'm telling you, go away now.
Take care, honey.
All right. Calm down. We'll set you up, right? Unfortunately, if you just behaved, we wouldn't have had to spray you, all right?
Steve and the other officers finally have the lad detained and heading towards custody. It was far from easy, and the PC was forced to use his spray.
Don't! Get back! Get Go away!
It worked a treat and made the lad realise that kicking off was no longer an option. And the officer has some valuable words of advice.
Alcohol and car crime doesn't pay.
Oh, so true, as the aggressive vandal went to Exeter Youth Court and was made to pay 300 quid in compensation and was given a 6-month referral order. Still to come in Road Wars. Bumper cars. Canine capers.
I've got no comms, I've got an aggressive male and an aggressive dog.
And reckless riders.
No, he's on the footpath.
Coming up in Road Wars. Smashing in. Wound up.
I'm being cuffed up for no reason.
And over the top. Intelligence is at the heart of all good police cases. And when the road crime unit are given new info, they react to it immediately.
You want to put the doctor's details on the log for investigation?
Information has come in that a car involved in drug dealing has been spotted in Exeter. Mike Brown and Chris Davidson are nearby, so they find somewhere quiet to plot up and wait for the order to strike.
We've been given information about a silver Punto that has apparently been travelling around Exeter for the last few nights. I believe the occupants may be involved in selling drugs.
It's a multi-car operation, and around the corner there, Sergeant Jim Anderton and Giles Bedson are keeping a watch on the target vehicle.
Should anyone approach the car and get into it and drive off, then they'll give commentary, and it'll be Mike's job then to carry out a stop on the vehicle. We'll obviously, on the intelligence got, we'll have the grounds to search them and the vehicle for drugs.
Jobs like this require a fair bit of hanging around, so the team sit and wait. After nearly an hour, 3 blokes are spotted getting into the motor.
Yeah, I'll notice it made on the way.
We are right at the top of the road.
That vehicle that we've been sat on is now up on the move. It's containing 3 males. One of our doing a follow of it, as you can hear. So we're going to come and give them some backup.
Giles and Jim are now behind the target car and radioing directions.
Ready, mate?
Yeah. This brings it out to Old Tiverton Road.
We're just coming to Prospect Park, Mark, Giles.
The pair catch up with Giles and Jim in the black ST. Chris and Mike take point.
You take it now.
As it's their job to pull the car over.
Oh, quick. He's gone left. No entry.
But they need to be quick. The silver Punto up ahead is snaking through the back streets. Time to have a word with these donuts.
Turning in left into Elmside, vehicles indicating to pull over. Hello, mate. Oh, just come over and join me, mate. You're the owner of this car, yeah? Right, okay, just put your hands out the front, mate. I'm just saying for the purposes of search at the moment, all right, because 3 of you are in the car. Just going to ensure that no evidence is destroyed or any harm comes to me and my colleague. Right, have you got anything on you that I need to know about? Got any drugs or anything like that? Okay. Well, intelligence, this vehicle's been involved in the transaction of drugs around the city for the last few days, all right? So I'm going to search you and the car, all right? So I'm going to ask you again, anything in the car that I need to know about? No. Any property in the car doesn't belong to you? No. Right, okay.
The 3 blokes are from Birmingham and they claim to be on holiday. They also say they've nothing illegal on them. The road crime unit don't believe their story.
You take this chap back and I'll see you back at custody. What we're going to do is taking all three of them in for a drug search with the information that we have. They're dealing in heroin, ecstasy and that sort of stuff. It's very small, compact. They can have it done in their underwear, even have it plugged up their backside.
Searching the driver, Chris discovered a bank deposit slip for £1,000. The money was paid in earlier that day. A strange thing to do on holiday.
Well, at the end of the day, mate, you've already said that you're down here for a few weeks, yet you've got £1,000 you can put in the bank account. Yeah, you can put £1,000 into a bank account. Yeah?
Yeah, but you've got more than £1,000 in the bank.
Yeah, but I work full...
30 years old, mate.
I work full-time, mate. The difference is you haven't. When was the last time you did 45 hours in a week?
Under the Proceeds of Crime Act, someone can be arrested for money laundering if the police suspect the cash was earned illegally. Jim starts searching for that evidence.
What we're looking for are things like this. Straight away that would indicate to me that it's a series of figures added up with a master figure at the bottom. This vehicle's been stopped potentially carrying drugs, and that to me would suggest that there's a possibility of a dealer's list in the car.
The signs of drug taking and the list are enough for the RCU. Chris delivers the news.
As a result of what we found in the car, mate, and that I believe you put £1,000 into your bank account today, I'm arrested on suspicion of money laundering. Okay, don't say anything, mate. I'm offence, don't mention when questioning something related to Ryan in court. Anything you do say may give evidence, you understand that? Yep, right, follow me, buddy.
The driver's taken into custody, where he joins his two mates. All of them are strip searched, and the RCU's hunch was spot on.
One of the lads, he's got some heroin on him. Numerous little deals in there. £10 bags of heroin. And a bag of cutting agent, which is probably citrus or something like that. Currently under arrest. On suspicion of possession with intent to supply Class A drugs.
No charges were brought against the driver over his personal finances. And the backseat passenger had nothing on him and was free to go. Heroin and cocaine was found on the front seat passenger, but the CPS decided not to take any action, as he's already doing a 2.5-year stretch for burglary. What a nice lad. Not all police stops go quite so smoothly. In Nottingham, the police car ahead is trying to stop a stolen blue Ford Focus. The officer makes the signal, but the driver has other ideas. The car's just been nicked, and the thief's trying to escape through busy rush hour traffic. He gets stuck at the lights, and it looks like the police have got him. But the lights change, and he bashes his way through. Coming up to another junction, the police nearly nab him again, but he's not coming quietly and smashes into the police car. Flying down the wrong side of the road, the frenzied Focus felon is a danger to the public. And pushing speeds of around 80, he's determined to get away. But it's one junction too many, and the cops get a chance to pull one back. As the dangerous driver turns right, the officer pulls a cheeky manoeuvre, taking the next turn and blocking him in. It's game over, and he's nicked. Police rely on their radios to help provide information and vital backup. It's even more important for dog handlers, as they normally work alone.
565 of the 19th, if you're up for that.
Darryl Drew and his German Shepherd Murphy are searching for a man who's gone missing walking a dog. But it's not going to be an easy task.
Delta 84, just for your info, I've got no radio signal where I am. I'm going to be out of the car trying to get this dog. It may even lead me to the person, so I've got to go into this Millennium, I think it might be Millennium Park, to see if I can locate him.
The man has been away for more than 5 hours, and no one knows if he's okay. The only lead is a possible sighting in some woods. Darryl gets one last radio call from the control room before starting his search.
Just had a further call from the owner of the dog saying that his dog hasn't been returned, so we've obviously got concerns for the old fella that's walking the dog. So we're just going to go into the park. The helicopter's lifting, but unfortunately the dog's very aggressive towards other male dogs. So it could be interesting if we find the male and the dog quite close to each other. Wait, that's right, that's not for you.
Darryl doesn't know what he may come up against, so kits up with everything he may need. Leaving the safety of the van and its radio, he may be gone for some time.
Stay. OK.
But as Darryl and Murphy head into the park, communication with the outside world takes another dive.
Come on. Great. No battery life on the mobile.
It's pitch black, so Darryl is relying on Murphy's nose.
Steady. Good boy.
They've been walking for half an hour when Murphy senses something and starts to run.
Whoa, Murph! Here. How you doing, fella? You all right? Can you get your dog back? It's a police officer. Murph! Come here. Murph, fella, call your dog back, please. It's a police dog here, fella. Call your dog back.
Darryl has come across a man and his dog, but the fella isn't in a fit state, and he can't control the canine as he hasn't got a lead.
I'm going to throw you a lead. Put him on the lead.
Yes, no, look.
I know, I've just thrown a lead to you there, look. See that lead? You see the lead? There's a lead just there where my torch is, look. Step 2 paces forwards. Step 2 paces forwards. OK. Thank you. Now put that dog on a lead, please. Good boy.
The bloke may be the missing man, but he's clearly drunk and hasn't got a clue what's going on.
Right. No, the dog's behind you. This is my dog. No, your dog is behind you. Fella, your dog is up there.
Out in the woods with virtually no means of contact, Darryl needs to confirm if this is the bloke reported missing.
Is it your dog or a friend?
Friend's dog.
Yeah, excellent. You're the person I want to speak to. You're not in any trouble, we're just concerned about you.
I'm alright.
I know, but if you put the dog on a lead...
Can you do this?
All right, bear with me. Stay.
The bloke is in no state to chase the dog, so Darryl ties up Murphy and lends a hand.
How long have you been out, bud?
Oh, but 5 hours.
Yeah, you've been in a pub now, have you?
No.
You all right? You need an ambulance?
Don't go to the...
Nothing's going right. With just a bit of juice left in his mobile, he makes one last call.
Yeah, but the dog, I need a unit to me, please. I can't, I've got no signal at all. Hey, no! Mate, put the dog on a lead for me, otherwise he's going to have a go at mine, please. Just go to him and put it somewhere around his leg for me. Thank you. No, don't frighten him, mate. I need a unit to me, Brian, ASAP, please. If 99 can talk them in, it'll be great. I'm going to have trouble here otherwise. Yeah, I've got no comms. I've got an aggressive male and an aggressive dog, which ain't very easy. Thanks, dude. Cheers. Bye. Murph, finish. Murph, finish. Right, finish. Good boy. Good
As a
lad.
trained dog handler, Darryl draws on all his experience in keeping the agitated dog calm.
Hey! No. Try and use a nice high-pitched voice. It'll encourage him in a lot more.
Yeah!
Much better.
Yeah!
Spike!
Sparky!
Spike, come on, mate. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
The police helicopter is above and other officers have arrived, but even with the extra hands, Spike is still not coming quietly.
He's been very, very angry with the dog, but it doesn't like me. Because he knows the dog, but he's been really, really aggressive towards the dog, as you can hear, which is just making him a whole lot worse. I don't want you shouting at him or anything, because otherwise he's going to get angry and upset and run away, all right?
Darryl gets eye level with the dog, and it looks like he might catch him.
He doesn't know me from Adam yet, so I'm not going to go too close. Whoa. Yeah. Spike, chill out, mate. Spike. Hey, good lad. Good lad.
But Spike doesn't want to chill, and he's clearly distressed. Darryl is forced to get his dog pole.
But if you can't get control of him, then I'm going to have to do it that way.
Come here, you fucker! Come here!
Mate, he's scared stiff of you.
Come here.
On his hands and knees, the drunk finally gets a grip.
Got him!
Excellent. Keep hold of him and put my lead on him.
Got him!
Excellent. That's much better.
Spike is safely harnessed to the fence, and the bloke starts the difficult walk to the police car.
That's all right, don't
Yeah, that's all right. That's mine.
Hey, you leave that alone, fella.
That's it. Oh, well managed. Oh, not long now. Come on, girl.
Finish. The male's been taken home by a police unit. An ambulance has just gone to his home address. Once they're there and checked him over, we're going to go back to the local police station, pick up a secure van, put the dog in the back of that and transport it back to the actual owner.
The drunken dog walker turned out to be fine, with no more than a hangover to deal with in the morning. Spike was returned to his owner, and no doubt will choose a different walking companion in future. It then becomes obvious why the bloke couldn't control Spike. The dog lead was on his belt all along. What a cocker spaniel. Tracking people is easier when you have state-of-the-art equipment at your fingertips. Fitted with high-powered cameras and recording equipment, the Met Police's chopper is a flying control room.
2 mopeds, I see 3 male. Only got the index for the first one, over.
2 riders have failed to stop for the police and are weaving between cars, riding incredibly dangerously. The chopper is on their case.
The MP India 99, we've got these in sight, Dunlace Road.
The pair boot it the wrong way down a one-way road.
Yeah, wrong way down Median Road. Lost sight now.
Then, after mounting the pavement, one of the bikes narrowly misses a young cyclist.
NCO needs to confirm that no vehicles are to chase these mopeds. It's for India 99 only, MPR.
Ground units have been called off, leaving the chopper to safely follow the bikes from the sky, monitoring their every move, including their dangerous love of pavements.
Still Dunlace Road, approaching a junction now. He's on the footpath, and that is a right. Stand by. Yeah, Boscombe close, off-road now, Boscombe close.
The 2 motoring morons dump the bikes, but it's not such a clever move. They don't realise they're being closely watched.
Yeah, Cohen Lodge, all units to Cohen Lodge, dump the bikes and run in, 2 IC3s.
Giving it legs, the blokes chuck their helmets in a bush and continue to peg it.
Yeah, line and walk, they're in line and walk, over.
Trying to lose the helicopter's BDI, the 2 blokes head under some trees and into a house. They then try to fox the cops by emerging with a group of mates.
Right, towards you got 3, 1 on the left in the lighted top. Right, those 4, stop all of those.
The officers on the ground corner the group, and the chopper crew describe the reckless riders.
Okay, right, the one with the beige shorts and the white t-shirt is a definite ident. Right, the other one with the stripy blue light-coloured t-shirt.
The police take them aside for a bit more than just a chat. Their love affair with pavements is set to continue, but on 2 legs. Still to come on Road Wars. Big blades.
Peachy then.
Foot chases.
Now running on foot.
And close shaves. Coming up on Road Wars. Elephant antics. Drugs are plenty.
26 bags in the end.
And pushing power. Police all over the world have to be ready to deal with any type of reaction. In America, a convoy of police cars are behind an armed raider. The burglar eventually comes to a stop next to a lake. The police think he has a weapon, so guns drawn, they surround him. Surely there's no escape from here. But the determined driver spots his chance and pulls away. Acting on instinct, one cop jumps in his car, slams it into reverse and manages to stay in front of the fleeing felon. The robber isn't happy about being outsmarted and rams straight into the patrol car. But he's not finished yet. He gets out of the truck and approaches the police car with a knife in his hand. The cops are forced to shoot him in the leg. The raider later went down for 9 years. The Tactical Aid Group, TAG, are a specially trained unit that can raid properties with precision and speed. Today, the 8 officers of C-Section are getting kitted up to hit a drug dealer's house in Exeter.
We're doing a Misuse of Drugs Act warrant at an address in Exeter, and we're doing 3 warrants at the same time with 2 other teams.
Sergeant Tony Willis goes over their plan of action.
If they do see us on the way, we've got the double ram it, then feel free to just drop it and run.
Fine.
Unless you see the doors shut, and we might need it.
It's going to be open.
Keep hold of the enforcement.
Isn't it? I'm confident. I'm confident it's going to be open. After two recce's we've done.
People coming and going all the time, so I expect.
The team are pumped up and ready. They silently approach the house. And spotting the open door, storm the property. They're quickly in, covering all exits and checking every room.
Come here, man. It's all right, come here.
There are 5 people in the house. All are speedily detained and cuffed.
Just keep an eye on his hands, mate.
Yeah. Keep your hands well, I can see them all right. Is it your house? Who's here?
The unit's recce was right. The front door was wide open, making entry a doddle.
Hey, all right, mate. What, bud?
These 2 lads are claiming to have just popped over, and one isn't happy with the surprise guests.
Well, no, I'm being cuffed up for no fucking reason.
You're in a drugs. You've been involved in a drugs war. Right, if you can search him and get rid of him. There's a power to search everyone in the premises, okay? Please, you mate. We'll get you searched, check you into the system, and you can go. All right? Sweet lad.
The team believe that someone in the house is dealing drugs. Just as they're about to start their search, another visitor comes through the door.
Who's this for? What's the law? Hello, mate. Who are you? Hi, who are you?
Unfortunately, you've walked in.
Why did you go and
welfare executed a Misuse of Drugs Act warrant. Powers us to search all the place on premises.
Search me now.
Tony wants to know why the bloke's here and doesn't beat around the bush.
Have you come to buy some drugs here? No. You sure?
If the bloke has come to buy drugs, then it might be from one of these 2 who live at the house. The team start having a nosy and find a very interesting to-do list. Bong. They own a load already, so it must mean use one. Aftershave. Let's get rid of that smell of the bong. Shoes. Well, you're going to need reminded after doing a bong. Chocolate for the munchies. Weed. Oh, he must have gardening to do.
That's a beaut, that, isn't it?
This grinder is used for powdering up the herb.
Look at that.
These 2 lads have nothing on them, and Simon is keen to get them out of the way.
Alright, I'm going to uncuff you, but this is on the premises that you leave now. Alright? Because if you're going to hang around, you'll be cuffed. You can sit down there for 3 hours. Alright?
Black jacket.
Don't hang around. Go off and have a good night.
But checks on the visitor who drove over have come back. It seems he's been a naughty boy.
I'm disqualified till March, and that's what I'm getting taken in for driving.
That's not all. He now comes clean about why he popped over.
Just to get a bit of outfit for Friday night.
Hang on. Did he just admit that in front of the police?
Outfit for Friday night.
He's already been taken in for disqualified driving and no insurance. So if he has come round to score some speed, it's not looking very good for him.
A large quantity of cash rolled up inside there. I think that's amphetamine.
And that's just the half of it.
Small plastic wraps. I'm going to empty them out now and count them out, but I don't want to handle them too much for any fingerprint evidence that may be on the bags.
Vicky counts out the stash.
1, 2, 5, 6.
And the numbers keep on rising.
23, 24, 25, 26. 26 bags in the end. Plus that bit there, and we've got some there rolled up with some money and a small amount ready to go.
Drugs are now appearing all over the house and are wrapped up in all types of bags.
It's a small wrap of a white powder, possibly amphet, which was found in that handbag, which was under a mound of cloves.
And evidence of dealing is stacking up.
Quite a big block of, I believe might be some sort of cutting agent, but we don't know yet. We'll see. Get that tested, find out, and then a load of little baggies.
Under the warrant, the team can seize items they believe have been bought with the proceeds of drug dealing, and also any weapons.
Could be for protection. I'd take it more if I wanted it, but sometimes I want to get home. It's a beauty then.
Yeah, the warrant was very good, very successful. We've got a large amount of what would be amphetamine, possible cocaine and cutting agent. We've got individual wraps and larger wraps and bags, scales, etc. They've been arrested for possession with intent to supply Class A drugs, and they're now at Exeter Police Station getting interviewed.
The bags were sent off to the lab for tests. The investigation is still ongoing. The disqualified visitor was banned for a further 6 months. All in all, a top result for the tag team. Nottingham, and another motorist that clearly shouldn't be on the roads.
Right, it's going 860.
Ignoring other drivers, the 4x4 weaves down A roads, overtaking and narrowly missing parked cars. The police helicopter crew keep a close watch as the dangerous driver refuses to give up. Continuing the pursuit, the bloke spanks it under a bridge, narrowly missing stationary traffic.
Towards Shirebrook.
Yeah, 2 Tango Oscar 95, abort from control room, expect it.
Received, aborting.
With no police cars behind him, the reckless motorist thinks he's outsmarted the cops and calmly turns off the main road.
Flight 8 has gone right, off-road, to that vehicle in the stick, get your car please, he's gone right, down a country track. We're going to get in front of the vehicle, which means tactical work we do with trying to slow it down. Vehicle's coming to a stop on that dirt track, we're in front of it, the Derbyshire car can come towards the back end, please.
Now in open fields, the lads think that running is the best way to escape.
If I come to that police car, come down the track please, they've left the vehicle, they're now running on foot away from the vehicle.
The ground units are still some distance away, so the determined chopper unit decide there's only one way to get the fleeing pair. And that's by landing and running after them.
Alaska Hotel 88, pilot only, crew still on the ground.
The chopper crew successfully grabbed the 2 runaways and hand them over to other officers.
88, proceed, Ella. You get 2 detained. My colleague's walking with the Derbyshire officer.
For his recklessness, the driver got 10 months inside and was disqualified from driving for 2 years. Exeter Dog Squad cover a huge area and can travel up to 30 miles in response to an incident. Local knowledge is essential. Darrell and Murphy are on shift in the city when they get an emergency call out in the sticks.
We've got a road traffic collision. It seems to be a single vehicle which has overturned on its roof.
Still a good few miles away, Darrell is gaining as much information as possible.
Reports have come through that the driver initially was walking away and now he's just staggering around. So just to make sure that we can locate him or be close as possible, we're en route to it now, just in case he does do a runner across the fields or something.
Arriving on scene, it looks serious.
Delta 84, I am code 6. Apparently the driver is still here. Were you involved?
I'm the driver.
You're the driver of this one?
This here, yeah.
OK, no problem. You're OK though? Do you want an ambulance to come and check you over?
I'm fine. All I've done is banged my shoulder. It's nothing serious.
As long as you're OK.
I'm fine. I was more in case I hit her.
Got close enough?
No problem.
Luckily for this woman, she was only a witness. The car flipped right in front of her, but stopped short of smashing into a car.
Victor 84. Yeah, the road is completely blocked with the vehicle upside down. I think we're going to have to get some signage out at either end of the road that I'm on. I'll hit the code 6 so you can see where I am. And I think we're going to have to close the road for a minute until this vehicle is recovered.
Darrell gets details from the witness as other units arrive to help.
What looks like happening, the chap's travelling up here, met the vehicle, went to pull into the passing space, but his brakes failed, and he thought the only way to stop is to actually hit the hedge. So he's tried stopping himself by hitting the hedge, but it seems to have rolled him over onto his roof, hence it's ended up here. Luckily, by the sound of it, or the looks of things, he was wearing a seatbelt because he's got no facial or head injuries, so he's been able to let that off and crawl out through the side of the car. Quite lucky.
As the car didn't hit anyone else, the driver hasn't committed an offence. His biggest worry now is getting home and fixing his car.
You might want to stand up here and out of the way of it.
Sorry, I was just having a close look, see how he does it.
But first, they need to get it on its wheels. Darryl knows what's coming next. The noise no car owner wants to hear.
The last thing you need, isn't it? Yeah, you'll be fine now. You can get back to Nottingham.
There's one thing that the driver is not leaving behind.
Might still be intact. It is.
His quiche.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Vehicle's been righted. The gent's going to get a lift back to Clumpton before he can get all the way back up to Nottingham.
Darryl knows what saved him from serious injury.
I don't believe he was going very fast. It's probably the seatbelt that saved him more than anything else, I would have thought. Otherwise, he would have been into the windscreen upside down.
With quiche in hand and car close behind, the bloke begins his long journey home. It's not just drivers that can be unpredictable. The police can cause the odd surprise themselves. In America, officers are in hot pursuit of this speeding motorist and are making their presence felt. Taking the corner late, the fleeing car has little momentum going up the hill, so the officer gives him a little help. The cop then gets in front and tries to slow the fleeing motorist down. Now behind the patrol car, the crafty car driver takes his chance and turns off the main road. The pursuit is back on. It's literally bumper to bumper. The cop gives him another reminder of his presence, and the bloke nearly loses it. With an open road ahead of him, the fleeing driver spanks it. But the extra speed gets the better of him. He jinks the car left, overcompensates and rolls it right onto its roof. He's too fast and too furious, man. Arms are raised as a front seat passenger comes out waving the white flag. He's joined by the other passengers. But the driver is having none of it and does his best Forrest Gump impression. Run, Forrest, run! After being caught, the driver carried on using his feet and he's now banned from using the roads anymore. Animals in captivity always have the potential to flip out, and the bigger the animal, the bigger the flipping. In India, this chained-up elephant has had enough, and is pulling the very chain that's meant to keep it secure. In an attempt to sedate it, his captors fired a dart into his backside. But all it does is wind him up even more. And it's this local who's stolen the name Dumbo. He thinks throwing rocks at the elephant will calm it down. Oh, but they're wrong, and without too much effort, the pugnacious pachyderm pushes this huge lorry onto its side. It's a good job the bloke didn't get in the cab. He'd have been pulverised. The dart finally takes effect. The enraged elephant eventually calms down, and so do the locals. Still to come on Road Wars.
Dear, oh dear.
Would you believe it?
Imagine he goes past a motorcyclist, he's in lane 1.
On busy motorways, you need to be alert and keep your eyes peeled, as anything can happen. Especially when drivers like this don't secure their loads. The trucker has failed to tie down his cargo, and a piece of wood has fallen onto the hard shoulder. The dozy driver gets out to deal with his load, but first the cops want a serious word. Sometimes you can't see the wood for the trees. Other times the wood just hits you right in the face. Which is what happens when Giles and Roger Hockin are patrolling the A38 and a right plank drives past.
The vehicle's just come down the hill with a load of wood protruding out through the passenger window on the vehicle, so just going to stop him there and see what his account is for carrying his load in such a dangerous manner.
Would you Adam and Eve it, eh?
That is...
I don't see anything wrong with that officer at all.
Oh, you're having a laugh, mate, aren't you? Dear, oh dear. It's not really very funny, is it? You imagine he goes past a motorcyclist, he's in lane 1.
Oh yeah, well, through a
misjudges it slightly.
Or a bus stop.
It's wider than the traffic lane. He's got to be careful he's not taking these signs with him, hasn't he?
They pulled the walnut over to see what he has to say.
He is having a giraffe, isn't he?
I think so. Oh, he's out.
Is it sticking
Why do you think? Yeah, ever so slightly.
Alright, I've got a saw, I'll cut the ends off.
Right, okay then.
Right, sorry about that.
Yeah, well basically, have you seen it? First of all, if you stand from behind us.
Sorry?
You're on the central line there. If you imagine that the central line of the road now.
Right.
And you're on a motorcyclist on the inside lane.
Yeah.
You'd kill him, wouldn't you?
Right, I understand. I'll cut the ends off.
How far you come?
Oh, not very far, just from South Brent.
The car would do well in a motor jousting competition, but it has no place on public roads.
What's the plan?
He just saw the end off.
Yeah, I've got a saw.
It's all very well saying he'll cut up the wood now he's been caught, but it's a bit late.
Yeah, come and take a seat in the back of the car first. You can't put it in your car and then when we stop you start sawing it up. You have to think about that before you drive the car, really.
Right, okay, I just didn't know whether it was out.
Well, you can see it is really, can't you? In all fairness.
I can now.
Yeah.
The driver doesn't seem to grasp that this is a serious safety issue. Giles is keen to set him straight.
If you can saw it up like you were going to, you should have done that before you set out on the road, you know.
Right, I just didn't think it was that.
Well, I'll cut it out. All right. I'm not going to argue about what you thought, but two of us looking in, you know, I'm sure members of the public going along the road would have pointed that out to each other. It's outrageously long. It's not just a little bit hanging over, is it?
The bloke says he's building a garden shed. But if he'd injured someone, he'd have got more jailhouse than outhouse.
So what's going to happen now then?
I'll just give you a ticket, a fixed penalty ticket for it.
And what will that amount to?
That will be 3 points on your licence, which you haven't got any currently, and it's a £60 fine.
Which will be payable by when?
28 days.
I haven't got it.
You haven't got it?
No.
The other option is we nick you and charge you to court, or report you and you go to court and you get a greater penalty.
60 quid higher, won't I?
Yeah. I know it's steep, but the other alternative, if you hit someone with that, you'd be looking at death by dangerous driving, potentially. Wouldn't you?
As the donut driver reluctantly accepts his fine, RCU colleague Mark Moore in Civvies pops down with a tape measure to see how wide the load really is.
So he's widened his car by 1.4 metres.
Not only has the bloke nearly doubled the width of his car, he can hardly see out of his mirrors.
Roger's issuing him with a fixed penalty notice for having a load that's likely to cause injury or danger, which it is. You know, the gentleman says he's trying to get a bit of money, which I can understand, but you know, it's clear to everybody that that's not acceptable. And he says he can saw it down anyway, so he should have sawed it down before he got into his vehicle. So once we're giving out a ticket, we'll get him off this busy road and let him go and sort himself out. But you know, he can't expect just to get a telling off for that sort of thing.
The careless carpenter is allowed to drive somewhere safe to cut down his planks. And around the corner, Giles and Roger find the fella chipping away at his load. Neil Taylor was fined 60 quid and given 3 points. What a plank.
Sky One oozes with brand new crime dramas on Thursday nights, and this Thursday at 9 o'clock in Bones, Brennan and Booth call in an expert who is our very own Stephen Fry to investigate the world of death metal. On the way next, joining Delta Company, the BAFTA-nominated Ross Kemp returned to Afghanistan.